Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in this session I am solving the doubts from simple and compound interest. You should attend the basic sessions before you come for the doubt solving sessions because we'll be going a bit fast in this session. A sum of money triples itself in 3 years at a simple interest. In how many years will it multiply? 5 times. Okay, so what you want, you have 100 rupees and by the end of 3 years you are getting 300 rupees. That means addition is of 200 rupees. Now what you want? 100 rupees and 500 rupees. That is 5 times. So addition is of 400 rupees, right? So for 200 it is taking 3 years, right? So for 400 it will take 200 double is 400, 3 year double is 6 years, right? So that's pretty simple. You don't need even paperwork to solve this sort of problems, right? And you should be knowing that simple interest remains same every year. That's why you can do it this way. I hope you are clear. If the simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 15% is rupees 800, what will be the compound interest at the same rate and for the same time? Though we have already discussed these sort of problems in our basic sessions, once again I'll just explain. As I already told you, simple interest remains same every year. So here it is 800 rupees interest for 2 years. That means for each year it will be 400. This is first year simple interest and this is second year simple interest, right? And the difference between simple interest and compound interest, CI minus SI for 2 years is nothing but interest on this first year's interest, right? Interest on first year's interest. That means this is the first year's interest. On this we have to further calculate interest at the rate of 15%. So what will be that? That is for 15% of 400 will be 60 rupees, right? So this 60 rupees is difference between compound interest and simple interest for the period of 2 years. But we have been asked about the compound interest. So that will be simple interest plus this difference. So simple interest is 800, so plus this 60 rupees, so it is 860 rupees, right? So once you are clear with this concept, you can do these sort of problems mentally. What you have to do, you can see the interest for 2 years is 800. So each year it will be 400, 400, right? So for the first 400, you calculate the interest at the rate of 15%. So 400, 15%, that is 60 rupees. Just add that 60 rupees to this 800, you'll be getting 860 as compound interest. Right? And the difference between simple interest and compound interest, if you are asked the difference, so that will be only 60 rupees, right? I hope you are clear. If you are not clear for the first time, just go through the explanation once again. The simple interest accrued on an amount of rupees 22,500 at the end of 4 years is rupees 10,800. What would be the compound interest accrued on the same amount at the same rate at the end of 2 years? So first of all, what we should do, we should find out the rate of interest. Now as I told you earlier, the simple interest remains same every year. So 10,800 is for 4 years. That means for 1 year it will be 10,800 divided by 4. So that is 2,700. So 2,700 is a simple interest for first year, for second year, for third year, for fourth year, right? So 2,700 first year, second year. Since we are interested into 2 years only, so I just write it for 2 times only. Now 2,700 is what percent of 22,500? So that is double zeros cancelled. I just write it over here. So that's 12%, right? So we have to find out the compound interest for 2 years. So what I do, I find out the difference between compound interest and simple interest. So I'll find out 12% of 2,700. So 12% of 2,700 is 12 into 27. So 12 sevens are 84, 12 twos are 24 plus 8. So this is the difference between simple interest and compound interest, right? But we have to find out the compound interest. So that is 5,400 plus 324, right? 5,400 plus 324. So 427 and 5. That is 5724. Pretty simple. So if you do the problem like this, you'll be able to solve this problem in less than a minute, right? This is the interest for the first year, that is simple interest for the first year, simple interest for the second year, and we find the rate of interest as 12%. So find out 12% on this. So that will be this figure. So this is difference between CI and SI for 2 years, right? Difference between CI and SI for 2 years. Okay. So this is difference, this is SI, so CI will be 324 plus simple interest for 2 years, so that the final answer will be 5724, right? Some amount of money grows up to rupees 8,000 in 3 year and up to rupees 10,000 in 4 year on compound interest. What is the sum? So very simply we can do 8,000 after 3 years and 10,000 after 4 years. So in 1 year addition of 2,000 is there, right? So 2,000 is what percent of 8,000? So that is 25%. See, in case of compound interest, you can treat this 8,000 as a fresh principal, right? Because interest will be definitely included in that, because the money is growing up to rupees 8,000. So this 8,000 is nothing but principal plus interest. So this is actually a fresh principal for 4th year. Okay, so 8,000 and 10,000 difference is 2,000 rupees. So 2,000 is nothing but the 25% of 8,000. So rate of interest, whether it is simple or compound, it is 25%. Okay, now compound interest will be what? We have to find out the sum. So principal and compound interest is 25%. So that is 1 plus 25% is 1 by 4. So 1 plus 1 by 4 total 5 by 4 cube is equal to 8,000. So principal into 1 plus r by 100 by n is equal to amount after n years. So here in this case it is 8,000. So precisely it is P into 125 by 64 is equal to 8,000. Now 125 contains 3 5s. I just eliminate them, and 10 also contains 3 5s, right? So 3 5 will be eliminated, so it will be 2 cube only. 2 cube plus 2 cube, and this is 2 raised to 6. So P will be 2 raised to 6 and 3 9 and 3 12, 2 raised to 12. 2 raised to 10 is 1024, then 2048, and then 4096. Right? So this is how you can solve this problem very easily. The compound interest accrued on a sum of rupees 7,500 in 2 years is rupees 927. What would be the rate of interest per percent per annum? See, traditional approach you already know, so I don't have to explain that. You can use the formula and solve the problem. Here I would suggest you one alternative way to solve these sort of problems, right? See, here you can see the 5 options. They are just having a difference of maybe 1% or something around 0.5% or something like that, right? So what I do is I just try to get the around idea of the rate of interest, right? So for that, what I can do is I just see this 927 as just 900 only, right? To get the around idea and to make the calculation simple. So I'll be getting the approx idea of interest rate. So this 900 is interest for 2 years, right? 7,500 on 7,500, this 927 or approximately 900 is the interest for 2 years, right? So what will be the approx rate of interest? So 900 by 7,500 into 100. So this 2 zeros and these 200 wala zeros will be cancelled out. So I'll be left with this. So it's 12. So around 2 years interest is 12. That means per annum interest should be 6%. That I'm just getting an approximate idea. Okay, because it is instead of 900 it is 927. So our answer will be closer to 6%. So among the options, 6%, the closest option is 6% only. The remaining options are quite far from that. Still, if you wish to verify, you can very well verify this. So what I do, 6% per annum is the rate of interest, right? So what we can do is we can find out the simple interest. So simple interest per annum will be what? 6% of 7,500. So 6% of 7,500. So for 2 years, 12% of 7,500, that is 900. So it will be nothing but 450 per annum, right? Simple interest will be 450 per annum. That is, see, I have already cancelled 75 12 times. That means 75 6 times is this, and 75 6 times is this, 6% and 6%. Simple interest for the first year, simple interest for the second year, right? If 6% is the correct answer, that means 6% of 450 should be 27, right? That is 927. This is 900, and the difference between simple interest and compound interest should be this figure, right? So that is interest on this. So 6% of 450 is nothing but 27, right? 6 5s are 30. Then 6 4s are 27, 24, and 3 27. So that is 27 rupees. So compound interest comes up to simple interest plus interest on interest. So that is the total figure, that is 927. So that can be verified from here, right? So I hope you are clear with this approach. In starting, you will take time to understand this, but once you are clear with this, you can solve this sort of problems very easily in less than a minute. And then compound interest is P1 plus R by 100 raised to 2 minus P is equal to 927. Okay, this is amount including compound interest minus principal, and that is 927 given over here. So here P is 7,500. Then R we don't know, so it is 1 plus, I just include this, 1 plus R by 100 whole square minus 1 is equal to 927. So this big calculation you have to make, right? Or alternatively, what you can do is you just can go by digital root method as well, right? Put up the value of R from the options and see where the digital root is balanced from left hand side and right hand side, but still that will be lengthy. The previous method will be really short if you practice well. And just give you a tip over here. See, generally when we see these sort of figures that includes compound interest, generally the last two figures, right, 927, the 900 plus 27. So you can see a relation between 9 and 27, right? So just exclude this part. So bright chances are that this part will be difference between simple interest and compound interest for 2 years, right? So the same thing is happening over here. So 927. So 900 is the interest for 2 years. So per year it will be 450 plus 450, and this is 27. So 27 is nothing but the 6% of 450. That is interest on interest of first year, right? So very easily you can say 450, 6% of 450 is 27. That means 6% is the rate of interest. For that you need, obviously you need practice. This simple, very simple question. The simple interest accrued in 4 years on a principal of rupees 20,000 is 2/10. 2/10 is nothing but 20%. 2 by 10, that is 20% of the principal. What is the rate of simple interest percent per annum? For 4 years, the simple interest is 20% of the principal. So per annum, it will be nothing but 5%. As I've told you several times, simple interest remains same every year. Okay, so that's pretty simple. The answer will be 5%. I hope you are clear. Some amount out of rupees 8,000 was lent at 8% and the remaining at 4%. Okay, some amount out of 8,000. Okay, and remaining at 4%. If the total simple interest from both the fractions in 5 years was rupees 2,200, what was the sum lent at 8% per annum? So these sort of problems can be done very easily using allocation method. So for 5 years, see, it is simple interest, it will remain same every year. So for 5 years it is 2200. So per annum it will be 440. Okay, now how do we use allocation method over here? I suppose the entire sum has been given at 8%, right? So 8% of 8,000 will be what? 640. Now I suppose the entire sum has been given at 4%, right? So 8,000, 4% will be 320. But the actual interest is 440, somewhere in between, right? So just do the allocation method. This is 200, this is 120. So 4 3s are and 4 5s are. So 3 plus 5 8, that is 8,000. So this is 3,000, this is 5,000. So sum at 8% will be 3,000 and sum at 4% will be 5,000. Pretty simple.